Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back once again with coughing and sore throat. We are going to start IELTS reading. Okay. So whenever there is a jhatka in the video or here, it means Yasin removed my cough. Okay, he's going to do that. Okay, now we've got a reading test, and this test will provide you a very good base for IELTS reading. We are going to solve this test. There are all the questions, and you will get a chance to see what should be the mechanism for each type of questions. We've got part 1, part 2, part 3, right? So just stay focused and solve this test with full attention, and you'll be able to understand that. First of all, whenever you start IELTS reading, you need to read the title of the passage. Make it a habit. Whenever you start reading, read the title. The title is Helping Pupils to Choose Optional Subjects When They Are Aged 14 to 15. What some pupils say. Now, pupil is another word for students, right? And the age group is 14 to 15. Okay, these are the names of the pupils. Krishnan, Lucy, Mark, Violetta, and Walid. Got it? These are the names of students. Now come to questions. Questions 1 to 6. Look at the 5 comments about lessons A to E on page 16, previous page. For which comment are following statements true? Now there are 2 ways of doing it. The first way is read one paragraph, skim read. There are 3 types of readings. One is scanning. Some questions you will start solving the question through scanning. Scanning means looking for the location of the answer. After scanning, it's actually reading. So scanning will take you to the paragraph, to the sentence where there is the answer, and then you will read carefully. Some answers you will find by skimming. Skimming means to read a paragraph quickly, underlining important details, right? And then you can see what do they say, underline important words, highlight important words, but you are not allowed to use highlighter, and then you can go to the questions. So, for example, questions like the questions which I call type A questions. Type A means questions and answers, they are in order. So there you need scanning. For type A questions, you need scanning first and then careful reading. I'm using the word careful reading with understanding. Through scanning, you will never find the answer. Through scanning, you will reach the place where there is the answer. So it's scanning, it's skimming, and it's careful reading. For list of headings, you need skimming of the paragraph, and then you match a heading with that. Okay? And the answers where you need a word, a sentence, there you need scanning to reach the place, and then you find the answer. Now please come to Krishnan. And you will read it quickly. I'm studying Spanish because it is important to learn foreign language. Underline important, foreign language. And I'm very pleased when I can watch a video in class and understand it. Watch a video, underline that. Mr. Peckham really pushes us. Now underline pushes us. What does it mean? Encourages us, motivates us, or he forces us. My mother pushes me to work hard. Means my mother, like his wife pushes him to do something, right? So that means you know what I mean, yeah? Okay. So, and offer, in the camera you can't see my legs, so that's okay. And offers us extra assignments. That's it, you underline, teacher pushes us and offers extra assignments to help us improve. That's good for me. Now, he likes the assignment. That's good for me because otherwise I'd be quite lazy. Now, please come to questions. This pupil is interested in a subject despite the way it is taught. No. Now underline interested despite the way it is taught. If he says, I don't like the method of teaching, the teacher doesn't teach us well, the teacher has a different method I don't like, but I still like the subject. Okay. Question number 2. Pupil is hoping to have a career that makes use of the subject. Career and subject. For example, if I'm studying accounting, I want to become an accountant. Career and subject. Underline these words and keep them in mind. And you need to visualize them as well. Imagine a child who wants to use the subject in his career and all that. Question number 3, pupil finds the subject harder than they expected. If he says, I thought it would be easier, but it is more difficult than my expectations and all that. Okay, So question number 4. This pupil finds the lessons very entertaining. Lessons entertaining. And underline 1 to 2 words. Maximum 3 words. Lessons entertaining. And the word this pupil, this pupil, this pupil. Assume it all. Just focus what is written after this pupil is. This pupil appreciates the benefit of doing challenging work. This pupil appreciates the benefit of doing challenging work. What is the word for challenging work? Extra assignments. And the benefits, that's good for me. Now that's good for me is the benefit, or teacher pushes us and gives us extra assignment, that is challenging work. So question number 5, answer is A. And you have read other questions also. And you need to retain them. Retain means you got to keep them in mind. Not memorize, just keep them in mind. Question number 6. This pupil has realized the connection between two things. Now listen, two things can be two subjects. Connection between statistics and mathematics. Connection between music and presentation skills or anything like that. Now listen, now we are clear about the questions. So we will skim read paragraph B and we will keep the questions in mind and we will see which question will match here. History is my favorite subject and it's fascinating to see how what we learn about the past is relevant to what's going on in the world now. Past and present. Which question is that? Connection between two things, and those two things are past and present. So question number 6, answer is B. Okay, and you should do one thing. When you find the answer to a question, cross question number so that you don't read it again. Cross question number 5. Now 5 and 6, they are done. Let's read on. Is it okay for everyone? Yes, now let's read on the paragraph. Okay, then he says, it's made me understand much more about politics. For instance, my plan is to study history at university. Now the child is learning history and he says, my plan is to study history at university and maybe go into the diplomatic service. Now diplomatic service is connected with history. So he wants to use this subject for his career. And that is option number 2. This pupil is hoping to have a career that makes use of the subject. Question number 2, answer is B. Now please cross number 2 as well. Clear? How many questions are left? 1, 3 and 4. At this point, you can refresh the questions also. Refreshing the question means first question is interested in the subject despite the way it is taught. Question number 3 is pupil finds the subject harder than he expected. And question number 4, pupil finds lessons very entertaining. Now please come to paragraph C. Thursdays are my favorite days because that's when we have computing. It's the high spot of the week for me. I love learning how to program. I began when I was about 8, so when I started doing it at school. I don't think I'd have any problem with it, but I was quite wrong. See that? I didn't think I'd have any problem with it, but I was quite wrong. Means his expectations were different. I was quite wrong. Question number 3. This pupil finds the subject harder. Now, what is the word for harder? He says, I love learning how to program. I began when I was about 8, so when I started doing it at school. I didn't think I'd have any problem with it, but I was quite wrong. It means he had problem with it. So, question number 3, the pupil finds the subject harder than he expected. Answer is question number? 3, answer is C actually. Now please cross 3 as well. What are we left with? 1 and 4. Okay, this paragraph has come to an end. Let's read the last line of paragraph C. I'm going into my family retail business, so sadly I can't see myself becoming a programmer because it's different. It's not the same. Now, D, Violeta. My parents both work in leisure and tourism, and they've always talked about their work a lot at home. I find it fascinating. I'm studying it at school. What is she studying? Tourism. So I find it fascinating. I'm studying it at school and the teacher is very knowledgeable, though I think we spend too much time listening to her. Teacher is knowledgeable. Though I think we spend too much time listening to her, I'd like to meet more people. One is the pupil is interested in the subject despite the way it is taught. How it is taught? Most of the time we spend listening, right? And then the question is pupil is interested, and what is for that? No, it's the same paragraph. What is the sentence for pupil finds the subject interesting? She says pupil is interested.
I find it fascinating.
Okay, I find it fascinating. Absolutely. I find it fascinating. That means interested. And despite the way it is taught, for that they use the word. I'm studying it at school and the teacher is very knowledgeable. Though I think we spend too much time listening to her. So how it is taught? Lecture delivery. Listening to her means lecture delivery. For question number 1, answer is D. Now what are we left with? 4 and how many paragraphs? 1. No. I tell you why. This pupil finds the lessons very entertaining. Now listen. The lessons are she is listening. And she used the word though. I think we spend too much time listening to her. It means she doesn't like that. Alright? So now I tell you, pupil find the lessons very entertaining. Last paragraph. I've always been keen on art. Walid. Paragraph E. So I chose it as an optional subject. Though I was afraid the lessons might be a bit dull. I needn't have worried. Though our teacher gets us to do lots of fun things. Fun things and entertaining. This pupil finds the lessons very entertaining. Now lessons very entertaining. For that the word is our teacher gets us to do lots of fun things. Our teacher gets us to do means teacher हमसे करवाते हैं lots of fun things. So question number 4 answer is E. Now remember, if you change the order, your answers will be wrong. For example, question number 1 answer is D. Question number 2 answer is B. 3C, 4E, 5A and 6B. On your answer sheet, you will transfer the answers in the same order, right? Thank you. Okay guys, a very confusing question type in IELTS reading is true, false, not given. Sometimes students don't know how to decide whether it is false or not given, and sometimes students are confused between true and false as well. Now is the time for you through these 8 questions. I would try my level best to give you the basic concept of true, false, not given, and how to decide whether the answer is going to be true, false or not given. Okay. Now the first thing is true, false, not given. This question type is type A. Type A means questions and answers in the passage, they are in order. Okay, they will follow the same order, right? Whether it is academic or general training, questions and answers are in order. So, within the question, now very important point, in true, false, not given, within the question, they will check your ability to understand synonyms if the answer is true, antonyms if the answer is false, and no information given if the answer is not given. Okay, so there are just 3 options: true, false, not given. Now, what is true? If statement agrees with the information in the passage. False, statement contradicts. Contradicts means opposite. And not given, there is no information on this. Okay, now please come to question number 7. And listen, in true, false, not given, there is a specific way to read and understand the questions. If you don't focus that very thing, you will never be able to find the right answer. Question number 7. The festival is held every year. Now look at me. If the festival is held every year, answer is true. If it is held after 2 years, after 3 years, after 5 years, not every year, but they tell us the festival is held like twice a year, 3 times a year, every month, then the answer is false. And if they don't give us any information about every year, whether the festival is held every week, every month, every year, then it will be not given. So whenever you do true, false, not given, try to search answers from the first paragraph. Let's start. As usual, the festival will be held in the last weekend of June. As usual. मैं तुनु बाहर कर देना क्लास चो. Focus. As usual. What does it mean? As usual. हमेशा की तरह. Right? हमेशा की तरह आज फिर इन्हों कोट पेगी है. So as usual, the festival will be held in the last weekend of June. It means festival is held on every last weekend of June. That means every year. Now for every year they have used the word as usual. Festival will be held. For example, if you say as usual, his engagement ceremony will be held in the last weekend of June. What does it mean? Every year he has engagement ceremony. Okay, yeah. So answer is true. Got it? Alright, question number 8. This year's festival focuses, underline focuses. This year's festival focuses on town's history. Now listen, if festival focuses on town history, how town was made, where it originated from and all that, answer is true. If it focuses town history and something else, or something else, not town's history, something else, then it is false. And if they don't tell us the focus of the festival, then it is, and you should know that after reading every question, you should know these three statements. If it is this, answer is true. If it is that, answer is false. And if like this, then it is not given. Now let's go on. It's the same first paragraph, third line. The theme is written through the ages. Written through the ages means, yeah, this year's theme. This year's theme means this year's festival's focus and town's history. For town, they use the word Ripton. Ripton is what? Name of town. And through the ages means history. Now, history and through the ages, they are synonyms. Town and Ripton, they are synonyms. So the answer is true. See, logical reading. This is called logic. Otherwise, you know true, false, not given. Okay, chalan diyo. Question number 9. Goods displayed in the craft fair. Underline goods displayed. You know goods, cheezein displayed in craft fair are unlike ones found in the shop. Now underline unlike. Okay, now listen, look here. Goods which they display in craft fair, they are not like the things which are sold in the shops. They are different. If these things are different, answer is true. If these things are same, like the things you can see in display in the craft, what is that? Craft fair, these are the same things you can buy from the shops. Then the answer is false. And if they don't tell us whether these two things are same or different, then answer will be not given. Okay, now let's go back. The craft fair, clue word is craft fair. The craft fair is a regular part of the festival. Come and meet professional artists, designers and craftsmen and women who will display their jewelry. Now these are things, goods, jewelry, painting, ceramics and much more. They will also take orders, so if you want one of them to make something especially for you, just ask. You will get it within a month of the festival ending. They have not given any comparison that the goods displayed in the craft are unlike ones found in shops. They have not given any information. That is why answer is not given. Okay, so let's go on. Now we've got question number 10. Barbecue will be cancelled if it rains. Now whenever you find if in true, false, not given, you just need to see that condition. Barbecue will be cancelled if it rains. If they say if it rains, we will go inside. Something like that, okay? So it means they will not cancel it. Then the answer is false. And if they say in case of rain, I'm afraid we'll have to postpone barbecue, then it is true. And if they don't tell us what will happen if it rains, or they don't mention rain, they only talk about barbecue and they don't tell us if it rains, what will they do? Then the answer is not given. Now please come to third paragraph. Rain is the word, barbecue is the word. Yeah. The Saturday barbecue will start at 2 p.m. and continue until 10 p.m. with a bouncy castle for kids. We call it jumping castle. The barbecue will be held in Palmer's Field or in the town hall if there is. Now If there is rain, they will only change the venue. But barbecue will not be cancelled. That is why answer is false. Got it? This is how you need to check. And you are preparing yourself. I told you yesterday, listening part 1 multiple choice questions will prepare you for listening part 2 multiple choice questions. And part 2 will prepare you for part 3 multiple choice. Okay? I'm planning to make a video on multiple choice questions part wise. Part 1, part 2, part 3, and then part all multiple choice. How they change and all that. Okay, question number 11. Adults can attend barbecue at any time without charge. Now listen, two things. Anytime and without charge. Now you need to check both things. If both things are there, anytime and without charge, answer is true. If it is anytime with charge, or if it is without charge but limited time, answer will be false. Got it? And if they don't tell us about charges and timing, then it is not given. Okay, same barbecue. Please come to this third paragraph, third line from the middle. Entry for under 16s is free all day. Adults can come for free until. Now see, free is mentioned, but then they use the word anytime. Now 6 p.m. until 6 p.m. Is it anytime? No, it's the opposite of until 6 p.m. That is why answer is false. And there were two things here. Question number 12. Amateur musicians. Amateur means who are not professional. One is professional, one is amateur. Amateur means who is not professional. Like, professional cricketer, amateur cricketer, who plays cricket for fun. Professional singer. Amateur singer means shaukiya gaane wala, right? Yeah. So, amateur musicians will perform during the whole of the barbecue. Now, underline amateur musicians. If the musicians are going to be amateur during all barbecue, answer is true. But if for 10 minutes or for 30 minutes, there is a performance of a famous band, then this is false. And if they don't tell us whether amateurs will perform or professionals will perform, then it is not given. Now, let's see. The last line of third paragraph. There will be live music throughout with local amateur bands in the afternoon and professional musicians in the evening. What's the answer? False. Well done. Amateur musicians will perform during the whole barbecue. Now, not whole barbecue, they mentioned in the afternoon amateur and professional musicians in the evening. You understand? Thank God. Question number 13. Seating is available. Seating means sitting arrangement. Seating actually. Seating is available for watching the boat races. Now, if for boat races they have seating, means there are the chairs and you can watch the boat races, answer is true. But if you have to stand up on the bridge or stand anywhere around the lake or anywhere, there are no seats, then it is false. And if they don't tell us whether seating is available or not, then it is not given. Now, please come to second last paragraph. Boat race. Found it? Second line. On Sunday, we are delighted to introduce afternoon boat races arranged by Ripton Rowing Club. The spectator area by the bridge. Spectator area means there are the chairs where people can sit and all that. Spectator area by the bridge has plenty of room to stand. Now be careful. To stand and cheer the boats home. In addition to a number of benches. Now those who will not read this, they will write their answer very confidently. And sometimes what do they do with comma? They add another thing and that decides the answer. So what is the answer? True. And if you only read here stand, okay, stand and cheer. Okay, so they will write the answer, they will be very confident. But the next thing says it different. So that is why make it a habit to read at least from full stop to full stop. Like the last full stop means where the sentence starts and the last full stop at the end where the sentence ends. Question number 14. People attending the festival will be asked to donate some money. If they will ask them, Chanda de diyo, like, Sabil Loni or anything like that. People attending the festival will be asked to donate some money. If they ask them, it's true. If they will not ask anything for donation, it's false. Otherwise, not given. Now, the word donation or money. Last line. All money raised by the festival will go to support the sports club in Ripton. Not given. There isn't anything like people attending the festival will be asked to donate some money. Okay? Not given. Yeah. Okay, guys. May I have your attention, please, Baji? Manu sun lo. Thanu dusre than cho suit wakha denne. Okay? Don't worry. Now, we've got the title of the passage, and the title is Reducing Injuries on the Farm. Now, we understand this article is written for farm workers and how to reduce the injuries on the farm. And farm is farmhouse, cattle farm, animal farm, fruit farm, whatever it is. So, how to reduce injuries at the farm. After that, we come to the questions 15 to 20. Complete the table below. Always remember, whenever we have completion type of questions, completion, sentence completion, table completion, notes completion, flowchart completion, questions and the answers in the passage, they are in order, right? So I call it type A questions. Now, choose one word only, and where will you choose that word from? The passage, and you must write the correct spelling as they have given in the passage. Risks, how to avoid them. What do they mean by them? No. Risks, yeah. Risks and how to avoid them means risks, exactly. Okay, the first risk factor is heavy loads, right? Heavy loads. What is heavy load? Like something is heavy and you have to carry it on your shoulder or anywhere, yeah. Examples of farm activities. Lifting sacks of. Now listen, sack means bori. Sacks of wheat, rice, and for sacks, they commonly use the word sack or bag. Now please come to this first paragraph. The first risk relates to carrying of an excessive load. What is that? Heavy load. Excessive load means heavy load. This places undue demands on the spine and can cause permanent damage. Examples of tasks that involve this risk are moving 50 kilogram fertilizer bags. Fertilizer, absolutely. And for bags, they use the word sack. And what is the word for lifting? Moving. Moving, lifting. Okay, and then for sacks they use the word bags, and answer is fertilizer. Now listen, fertilizer bag or bag of fertilizer, it's the same thing. So the correct answer is fertilizer, and in the passage they have written it with S. Otherwise you can write it with Z or with S, both ways it's right. But when you copy a word in reading, try to write as the word is written. Although if you write with Z, your answer is correct, but in order to avoid anything like maybe the marker doesn't know this thing, so you need to just see that fertilizer with S. After that there is no question, so it means the whole paragraph has got only one question. The next part is awkward posture. Awkward posture. Awkward posture means you are in a wrong posture. Okay. Lifting or restless. Now underline the word lifting and restless. Now lifting or restless. From restless we understand it's going to be something animal or human. Lifting a rest. You cannot say lifting a restless bull or lifting a restless cow. Lifting a restless any animal or any person, right? Lifting. Because of restless. They cannot say lifting a restless box of sack of wheat. Wheat cannot be restless. Restless is only for human or animals. Now please come back. If a load is bulky or hard to grasp, it's the third paragraph. Such as a lively or agitated animal. What is the word for restless? Agitated. And answer is animal. Lifting a restless animal. Now over here, a brief warning. A restless. A, what does it mean? Answer should be single. And if you write animals, your answer may be wrong. Because they mentioned, that is why they mentioned the article. A. A means singular. Yes. Okay. Question number 17. Moving something around a big. Now focus around a big. Same paragraph we read on. Moving something around a big. Second last paragraph, second line after full stop. The holder may adopt an awkward posture which is tiring and increases the risk of injury. Sometimes a load has to be held away from the body because there is a large obstacle in the area. Large obstacle in the area. Now what is the word for large? Big. We did that in listening also yesterday. So big and large, and answer is obstacle. Alright, for around they've used the word area. Question number 18. Buy particular dash to help with support. Now buy, purchase. Particular means specific. Let's go on. We read on from there after obstacles and after the full stop. This results in, found it? After obstacle, after full stop. This results in increased stress on the back. Holding a load at arm's length imposes about 5 times the stress of a close to the body position. In such cases, handling aids should be purchased. Handling aids should be purchased. Now purchased is buy. Now what will be the answer? Aids. Why not handling? Yeah, one word only, and for handling they've used the word to help with support. So by particular, yeah, for particular they use the word handling. And answer is aids. Handling aids should be purchased. All clear? Handling aids, like there is that 18-liter water bottle. For that there is something made of plastic. You can hold the bottle with that. That is called handling aid. Okay? Question number 19. A lot of dash while working. It's the risk factor. Last paragraph. A lot of dash while working. Another risk that relates to awkward posture is repetitive. Now, repetitive means a lot of. Once you understand this language, IELTS reading will be a piece of cake for you. Repetitive and a lot of, and answer is bending. Means, yeah, to bend. Got it? Jukna, exactly same. Alright. Fixing a fallen. Fallen means gira hua. Fixing a fallen. Fix means repair. Let's read on from bending. When carrying out a task, an example might be repairing a gate that has collapsed. Now what is collapsed? Fallen. And answer is well done. Excellent. Fixing a fallen gate and gate that has collapsed. Collapsed and fallen means gira hua. Okay? Alright, so like this you should do reading, and whenever you do any question, when you do debriefing of these questions, you need to see what is the language of the question and what is the language of the passage. Okay guys, now we've got another passage and the title is Good Customer Service in Retail. Now what is retail? Like you go to the retail shop, for example, we've got supermarkets and all that, or the big department stores. That is what we call retail. Good customer service in retail. The whole passage is about customer service or how to provide good customer service in retail industry. Now please come to questions 21 to 27. Complete the sentences below. Choose no more than, and now no more than means maximum 2 words and minimum absolutely. Question number 21. A dash approach. Dash approach means a type of approach. A dash approach to selling is fine as long as you do not irritate the customer. A type of approach which is fine in selling as long as you don't irritate the customer. Please come to first paragraph. Without customers, your retail business will not exist. It stands to reason, therefore, that how to treat your customers. It's only introductory paragraph. Second. Some customers just want to browse and not to be bothered by sales staff. Sales staff, may I help you, sir? Said, no, thank you. Let me decide and all that, okay? Try to be sensitive to how much help a customer wants. Be proactive in offering help without being Annoying. Answer is here. Be proactive in offering help without being annoying. So which approach? Proactive approach. For approach, they use the word be proactive. Be proactive, proactive approach. In offering help without being annoying. And what is proactive?
Convincing someone.
No. Proactive means, for example, we are sitting here and suddenly the power fails and one of you turns on the light of the mobile. Means you are active. And second, I say, will you please switch on the lights of your mobile? That is not proactive. For example, if the door is open and it is cold inside the room, one of you go and just do it on his own without asking. So that is what we call proactive. When you react to the things beforehand, you are proactive. Anyways, proactive approach. Receptive approach. Okay, that's good. Thank you for adding this. Question number 22. Recommend additional products to whom? Customers. Recommend additional products and dash without being so too forceful. And dash without being too forceful. What is forceful? Zabardasti hai, dabba le lo na sasta hai. Yeah, 10 rupees ka mil raha hai, kal 20 ka ho jayega. Like that, okay? That is forceful. So, let's read on after proactive and full stop. Third last line, second paragraph. Suggest a product that naturally accompanies that the customer is considering, or point out products for which there are special offers. Now listen, come back. Recommend additional products. What is that? Suggest, no. Suggest a product that naturally accompanies what the customer is considering, or point out products for which there are, and dash without being too forceful. What is for without being too forceful? But don't pressure a customer into buying an item. So answer is special offers. And if you write offer, it will be wrong. Special offers. Okay? Question number 23. Know how to compare similar products which have different dash. Similar products, different. Guess? Alright, similar products, different. Okay, let's find it from there. आप लोग तुक्का ना लगाइएगा, थोड़ा नहीं लगना, okay? So, it's the third paragraph. Build up a comprehensive knowledge of all the products in your shop. Include the pros and cons of products that are alike but that have been produced under a range of. Now, range of and different. Range of and different, and the answer is, and full answer, under a range of brand names. So you should write full answer as brand names. Question number 24. Avoid, underline that, avoid dash by always saying more than no. For example, instead of no, you can say, sir, it isn't possible at the moment. We can't do it, or anything like that, right? So avoid dash by always saying more than no. Means don't say no, say something else. After full stop, after brand names. If you have run out of a particular item, make sure you know when the next orders are coming in. Negativity can put customers off instantly. Okay, if a customer asks a question to which the answer is no, do not just leave it at that. Means do not say no. Follow it with a positive. For example, we are expecting more of that product in on Tuesday. So what is the answer? Negativity. Absolutely. Avoid negativity. And what is the word for avoid? Negativity can put customers off instantly. So put customers off instantly means avoid negativity. Okay, they've just given that condition, can put customers off instantly. For example, if I say avoid making bad faces. Bad faces can scare the children immediately. What does it mean? Avoid making bad faces. So answer is negativity. Question number 25. Keep an eye on the dash of goods. Quality of goods, and goods means items on sale. Keep an eye. Keep an eye means focus. Pay attention. Be aware. It's the fourth last paragraph. Meanwhile. Found it? Meanwhile, if you see a product in the wrong place on a shelf, don't ignore it. Put it back where it belongs. This attention to presentation. This attention means keep an eye. This attention to what? Presentation. Keep an eye on the presentation, right, of goods on the shelves. So this attention to presentation keeps the shop tidy. Attention, and for that the word is keep an eye on. Got it? This is what they check in IELTS listening and in IELTS reading, both. Answer is presentation. Question number 26. If a customer has problems paying with their dash. Now how do customers pay? Paying with their debit card, credit card, or whatever. Paying with their dash, handle the problem with care. Handle the problem with care. If customers have problems paying with, problems means difficulties. Third last paragraph. When necessary, be discreet. For example, if the customer's credit card is declined at the till, keep your voice down and inquire about an alternative payment method. Keep your voice down. So what is the answer? Customer's credit card is declined. Decline means if a customer has problems paying with their credit card. Problem is the credit card is declined. Declined means card is not working. Right? Once I used to teach the bank employees. There is a famous bank here in Pakistan and I had to teach them. So they showed a video where a customer came with the check and the teller at the bank, he checked the balance and he said loudly in the bank, Sir, aapke account mein sirf 20 rupees pade hue hain. You have only 20 rupees in your account. Like he broadcasted all the things around. So you should just say quietly, sir, the remaining balance is insufficient. So this check cannot be encashed. Something like that, okay? But they say loudly and all that. But now that complete team of employees, they were fired from the bank actually. Okay? That's why they asked me to teach them. I taught them for around 6 months and finally they were all fired from that bank, and now that bank is one of the growing banks and they've got different staff. Those were old people, some old people and some people with the minimum education. In the past, matriculates and intermediate people, they were allowed to join the bank. So then they gave them golden handshake and all that. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. Next one is any dash from a customer should not affect how you treat them. Yes. Okay. Second last paragraph. Finally, good manners are probably the most important aspect of dealing with customers. Treat each person with respect at all times, even when you are faced with rudeness. Being discourteous yourself will only add more fuel to the fire. So any rudeness from a customer should not affect how you treat them. Answer is rudeness. Okay? All right. Okay, guys. Now we are going to have list of headings. Right? I'll give you some very nice tips to deal with list of headings. Very common question type in academic IELTS. And we do have it in general training IELTS. In general training IELTS, it appears in part 3. In academic IELTS, it appears in any part of your reading. So how to deal with that? As usual, first we will read the title of the passage. What is this? Plastic is no longer fantastic. Means plastic is no longer fantastic. There are other ways to use things and all that. Okay, after that, come to questions 28 to 40. List of headings. How many paragraphs? How many questions? 7 paragraphs and 7 questions. Now these 7 questions are demanding one round of all the passage through skim reading. So if you start with list of headings, it's going to take a lot of time. Why a lot of time? Because you've got to read 7 paragraphs and those 7 paragraphs constitute the whole passage. It means you will go through all the passage to answer 7 questions only. Let's go on. Questions 35 to 37. What are they? Multiple choice questions. Type A or type B? Type A. Questions and answers are in order. Order, not order. Let's go on. Questions 38 to 40. Complete the summary below. Now, what are you going to do? You will start with summary completion, then you will go to multiple choice questions, and finally you will go to list of headings. Otherwise, list of headings will eat all your time and you will have no time for simple questions. Clear? So you need to find your own arrangement of questions to solve. It's not necessary that you follow the same order as they have given. You can make your own order. And type A questions should be solved first and then type B. Let's do questions 38 to 40. Complete the summary below. Choose one word from the passage, from the text on pages 25. Funding a smart invention. 30 years ago. Now let's go back and we look for 30 years ago. Funding a smart investment 30 years ago. Yeah, paragraph F. Paragraph F and third last line. They've used the word a few decades ago. Right? Yeah, whatever. Now please come back to the question. Now we read the question carefully. 30 years ago, the methods used by creators to fund their projects involved getting money from bank or from someone in the. Now look here. Someone in the means a person from relatives, someone in the community, someone in the friends, someone like that. Now please come back. It's paragraph F. You see the word bank there. Can you? Yeah. So I'm reading it from third last line. If an entrepreneur, found it? F paragraph, third last line. If an entrepreneur had wanted to fund a smart invention, another clue word, smart invention, a few decades ago, that means 30 years ago, he or she would have had to either raise a bank loan, it's already given, bank. Now what is the second option? Borrow money from a family member. What will be the answer? Family. Because for, no. Answer is family because it's one word only, is it? Yeah. So for member they have used the word someone. Someone in the family. Now someone in the family means family member. And now remember it always. Someone in the family means family member. Someone in the family means family member. So answer is family. And if you write family member, your right answer will be wrong because it's one word only. And even if it is two words, it will be wrong because they've already used someone in the, someone means member. Okay. After this, we have another summary. In order to get, question number 39, in order to get immediate funding, the method Ferrando took, Ferrando is your clue word. Can you see Ferrando? Fourth line of paragraph? Next paragraph. We've got Ferrando. Now let's read about it. Please come back to questions. Before understanding the question, never read the passage. Yes, you can locate. You can just see the location. But then come back and first read the question carefully and then find it. In order to get immediate funding, the method Ferrando took was to use a well-known dash to advertise. Underline well-known and advertise. For advertise, they can use the word market. And for well-known, they can use the word famous. Right? Famous or any other word. Recognized. Yeah, why not? So please come back. Paragraph G. And I'm reading it from Ferrando. Found it? Paragraph G, fourth line. Ferrando posted details about his water bottle venture on a large, recognized platform for funding creative projects. Large, recognized platform for funding creative projects. Answer is? Okay. What is the word for recognized? Well known. Now this is what they want to check, that you know what is the synonym of well known, and that is recognized. Answer is platform. It's not platform, it's plat. Plate is Plate. It's platform. Okay, let's go on. Question number 40, and we have to read it from in addition. See, always read the question from in summary completion. Always read the question after the full stop. If you read it from the blank, you will not understand. So, Ferrando, I'm reading question 40. In addition, Ferrando advised his donors that his company would create bottles in 2 colors, followed by a dash bottle once they have received a more significant amount. Now, what will they do first? A bottle in 2 colors. After that, then they say followed by a dash bottle, type of bottle. First, they will make a bottle in 2 colors, and after that, they will make a bottle in what? Let's go back. Can you see bottle, colors for 2 colors? Okay, good. So please now follow this. We got to read it from 39 in donations. If he received, found it? After $39 in donations. If he received the funds, he stated that company would produce bottles in grey and white. What is grey and white? 2. Now what will they do after that? If 60,000 was raised, a multicolored one would be made. Now tell me, what is one? One means bottle. Unless you find the link of one with bottle, you will not be able to find the answer. So the answer is, and they have written multicolored without any hyphen. It's one word. You will just copy paste it from there. When you are writing the words from the passage, don't temper them, don't change them. Just write as they are. So the answer is multicolored, and bottle is already there. And for one, they use the word bottle. Okay, all clear? Good. Okay, now let's go on. Questions 35 to 37, multiple choice questions. Let me tell you how to deal with multiple choice questions. The first thing is multiple choice questions are type A. In the passage, questions and answers, they are in order. Now, the thing is, first of all, you will read the question only without options. What will you do? You will read the question only. And the question will give you the clue word. And you will scan that clue word in the passage. Once you reach the right part of the passage, you will find the answer to that multiple choice question. Until that point, you have not read the options. Once you read relevant information, or once you find the answer to that question, after that you will come to the options, and then you will match one sentence of the passage with one of these options. How to do it? I tell you. Question number 35. What does Ferrando say about his glass water bottle? Ferrando and glass water bottle. So look for glass water bottle. It's the 3rd paragraph. A, B, C. Ferrando, and he talks about his glass water bottle. Okay, let's see. What does Ferrando say about his glass water bottle? Okay, so let's see. Ferrando cries. Indeed, I'm reading paragraph C. Let's see. Paragraph C, last line. Okay, let's read paragraph C. And I'm reading it from he adds. He adds means Ferrando adds. We want people to clip their bottles onto what they are wearing. Now, where is the word glass bottle? Alright, Ferrando runs a Spanish-based design company, Closca, that produces an ingenious foldable bicycle helmet, okay, and then a stylish glass water bottle. Alright, we've got water bottle here. A stretchy silicone strap and magnetic closure mechanism, that means it can be attached to almost anything. Yeah, from a bike. Now please come here, because there are 2 things he invented. One is glass bottle and one is foldable bicycle. Now here they talk about, he adds, we want people to clip their bottles. Now listen, they are not talking about bottles here for the first time. As Ferrando made only glass bottles. So when we read the word bottles, it's understood that in the previous paragraph he talked about glass bottles. So he adds, we want people to clip their bottles onto what they are wearing to show that they are recycling and to look cool. Now focus, to show that they are recycling. Recycling means they are environmentally friendly, and cool means fashionable. Now come back. Option A, it matches his bicycle helmet. No. It is cheaper than a plastic bottle. He has designed it to suit all ages. He wants people to be proud to show it. He wants people to be proud to show it. Now, proud to show it means to show that they are recycling. They are recycling means they are proud that we are recycling, and to look cool. So, for question number 35, answer is D. D for doctor. D. Question number 36. What does the writer find fascinating about Ferendo's story? Writer? Sorry? I'll tell you. What does the writer find fascinating about Ferendo's story? Now, Ferendo's story, and writer finds something fascinating about it. So, paragraph D. Okay. What's the word for that? Ferendo's story is fascinating. Absolutely. Answer is going to be here. Because it seems like, now the question is, what does writer find fascinating about Ferendo's story? Now, what is fascinating? First we'll find it. Paragraph D. Ferendo's story is fascinating because it seems like an indicator of something unexpected. 3 decades ago, it's the story. Please come to Indeed. Found it? Because what are we looking for? What are we looking for? We are looking for something fascinating about Ferendo's story. And usually it comes towards the conclusion. Indeed, the closing decades of 20th century were a time when it seemed that anything could be turned into a commodity. Hence, the fact that water became a consumer item sold in plastic bottles instead of just emerging for free from a tap. So what is fascinating? Things became products. Water, that is a natural resource, it became a product. Now come back. Option A, youthfulness of his ideas. No. Option B, old-fashioned nature of his products. No. Now 50-50. 2 options left. Option C, choice it is creating for consumers. Okay. Option D, change it is revealing in people's attitudes. Option D. Please come back. Change it is revealing in people's attitude. And what is that change? Hence the fact that water became a consumer item. Change in people's attitude. Water became a consumer item sold in plastic bottles instead of just emerging for free from a tap. People's attitude that water is emerging from a tap, it's free, and from there to a consumer item. And even today you buy water to drink whenever you are outside. Right? So question number 36, answer is D. And remember, you're doing reading part 3, advanced English. So don't expect it to be easier. You have to raise your level of English for that. Question number 37. What does the writer suggest about Kloska's bike helmet? Now we look for Kloska's bike helmet. Let's read on. Paragraph. It is there, but what does the writer say or find? What does the writer suggest? Now listen, they have mentioned bike helmet there, but there is no suggestion there. What are we looking for? We are looking for suggestion. F. It is uncertain whether Kloska will succeed in its goal, although its foldable bike helmet is available in some outlets in New York, including the Museum of Modern Art. It can be very hard for any design entrepreneur to really take off in the global mass market, though not as hard as it might have been in the past. So the thing that you need to focus is, although it's foldable bike helmet, although its foldable bike helmet is available in some outlets in New York, including the museum. Now he says foldable bike helmet is already available. Okay, let's see. Option A, it has both functional and artistic value. Alright, let's ignore it for the time being. Option B, its main appeal is to older people. No. Option C, it has had extraordinary success worldwide. They didn't talk about success yet. Okay. Option D. It is a more exciting invention than the glass bottle. No comparison. Now, sometimes it is good to decide the wrong options to find the right answer. Now, you said A. Why did you say A, Mr. Absar?
Reason being that it says that it is practical, and secondly, it has gone to the museum of the visual art. I mean,
Absolutely artistic and functional. Now please come back. Although it is foldable bike helmet. Now what is foldable? Functional. Right? Is available in some outlets in New York, including the Museum of Modern Art. Now in the museum, we put artistic things. So artistic value means it is available in the museum, and functional means it is foldable. Right?
the artistic thing, we take that from the Museum of Modern Art.
Yeah.
And
Okay, guys, now we are going to move on to IELTS reading part 3, and we've got multiple choice questions. Remember, multiple choice questions should be attempted in the end, whether they are in passage 1, passage 2, passage 3, or they are the first. Usually they are the first questions. So you should do them at the end, because then you will be already familiar with the passage. Now see, we've already solved questions 35 to 37, 38 to 40, and we've touched some paragraphs of the passage. So if you want to save your time, it's a good idea to start from those paragraphs which you have read already to find the answers of other questions. And then you can come to other paragraphs. Okay, for list of headings, you should use Roman numbers. Can you see the headings and the Roman numbers, right? So it's a good idea to read one paragraph, and this reading is called skim reading. Skim reading. Okay, remember one thing. The paragraphs, they are written. Some paragraphs are direct paragraphs. Direct paragraph means the first sentence will tell you what the paragraph is about. We call it direct paragraph. The first sentence of the paragraph is the topic sentence. Like we write essays in IELTS, the first sentence is called topic sentence. So some paragraphs are like the first sentence is the topic sentence. You will find the clue from the first sentence. Otherwise, some paragraphs start with general description, and then they come to the main topic somewhere in the middle of the paragraph. So in that case, the middle part of the paragraph is important. And some paragraphs are narrative. They narrate, they describe, and in the end, last sentence concludes or links the whole paragraph with the main topic. So 3 points are important: the first sentence, somewhere in the middle, and the last sentence. Now those people who say just read the first line and you will get the clue, that's not true all the time. Yeah, it may be true in part 1 sometimes for some questions, but otherwise it's not. Now let's come back to paragraph A. 2017, Carlos Ferrando, a Spanish engineer turned entrepreneur, saw a piece of art in a museum that profoundly affected him. What lies under a photographic composition by Indonesian digital artist shows a child crouching by the edge of the ocean and lifting up a wave to reveal a cluster of assorted plastic waste. What did he see? He saw the plastic waste. Now the last sentence, the artwork means that painting he saw. The artwork designed to raise public awareness left Ferrando angry and fueled with entrepreneurial ideas. Now he became angry that why we are having a lot of plastic waste and all that, and he came up with some entrepreneurial ideas. Okay, now let's go. Keep this sentence in mind. It means what actually ignited him, what motivated him, right? So heading number 1. And whenever you read the headings, don't read articles. And, the, some, never read them. Time when opportunities were limited. Yes or no? 2. Reason why Ferrando's product is needed. Now just underline reasons and Ferrando product. No, this is not the answer. They didn't talk about his product. Now he was just motivated. Heading 3. No risk solution. Yes. Underline no risk solution. Not at all. Heading number 4. 2 inventions and some physical detail. Now a paragraph, and when you read the headings, don't read them blindly. Read them in such a way that you need to use them second time. So for example, two inventions. In one paragraph, they will talk about helmet and plastic glass bottle. So it means two inventions. We'll find that paragraph. Heading number 5, contrasting views of different generations. Young generation, old people, children. We'll find a paragraph for that. Heading number 6, disturbing experience. And what is the word for that? Artwork designed to raise public awareness left Ferrando angry and fueled. Angry and fueled means disturbing experience. Question number 28, heading number 6 is the right answer. And you will cross number 6 from the headings because one heading will be used once only. Now you will not read heading number 6 under any condition. If you have used it rightly, and if you put one wrong heading, 2 answers will be wrong. Okay, paragraph B. Ferrando runs a Spanish-based design company, Closca, that produces an ingenious foldable bicycle helmet. But he has now also designed a stylish glass water bottle. So how many things? 2 things, and they talk about it. What is heading? 4. 2 inventions and some physical detail. If you read the paragraph on, they say the product comes with an app that tells people. So that's the physical detail. Question number 29, heading number 4 is the right answer. Now what will you do? Heading number 4 should be crossed and you will not read it again. Okay, let's go on. Paragraph C. Intention is to persuade people to stop buying water in plastic bottles, thus saving consumers money and reducing the plastic waste piling up in our oceans. What is that? Reasons. Good job. You found it. I read it again. The intention. Intention means why he did it. Intention is to persuade people to stop buying water in plastic bottles, thus saving consumers money. Reason number 1 is to save consumers money and reducing the plastic waste piling up in our oceans. So, which heading? Second. Reasons why Ferrando's product is needed. Intention is to persuade people. And the reason why Ferrando's product is needed. Question number 30. Heading number 2. And now we will cross heading number 2 from there as well. Got it? Now you will not read extra headings because the headings you have crossed, don't read them again. Next we have paragraph D. And paragraph D is, Ferrando's story is fascinating because it seems like an indicator of something unexpected. 3 decades ago, now they are linking Ferrando's story 3 decades ago, conspicuous consumption, purchase of luxuries such as handbags, shoes, cars, etc. on a lavish scale, heightened people's social status. Indeed, the closing decades of the 20th century were a time when it seemed that anything. Now they're doing what? Ferrando's story is fascinating and then they're telling us something that happened 3 decades ago. So let's go back and we see if there is anything. Okay, let's see. Let's just read on, please. Follow me. We just read on. Indeed, the closing decades of 20th century were a time when it seemed that anything could be turned into a commodity. Hence, the fact that, water became a consumer item sold in plastic bottles instead of just emerging for free map. Okay, so which heading? Alright, heading 7 is problems with replacing a consumer item. No. Heading 8 is looking back at why water was bottled. Looking back means 3 decades ago. And why water was bottled? What's the reason for that?
Water became a consumer item.
Yeah. Hence the fact that water became a consumer item. And why it became a consumer item? Please read this. See, 3 decades ago, conspicuous consumption, the purchase of luxuries such as handbags, shoes, cars on a lavish scale heightened people's social status. So when social status was heightened, water became a consumer item. That was the reason. So for question 31, paragraph D, answer is heading number 8. Now we cross it from there as well. Okay, paragraph E. Today, though, conspicuous extravagance no longer seems desirable among consumers. Now, recycling is fashionable, as is recycling rather than driving. Plastic water bottles have become so common that they do not command status. Instead, what many millennials, young people born in the late 20th century, prefer to post on social media are real refillable bottles, or even the once widespread thermos bottles. Some teenagers, now see that first they talked about the people, millennials. Millennials means who saw 2 centuries, and now they are talking about teenagers, and then they talk about 40. So they are different age groups. Which heading? Yes, heading number 5, contrasting views of different generations. And for different generations, teenagers, 40 years by and then they use this word, what is that word? Yeah, millennials who saw 2 centuries. Okay, so please now cross heading number 5 from there as well. Okay, now what are we left with? Paragraph F and paragraph G. So please come to paragraph F. It is uncertain whether Kloska will succeed in its goal, although its foldable bike helmet is available in some outlets in New York. We've read it already. Now please come to the last part. Third last line. If an entrepreneur, found it? Paragraph F, third last line. If an entrepreneur had wanted to fund a smart invention a few decades ago, he or she would have had to either raise a bank loan, borrow money from a family member, or use a credit card. What does it mean? Options were limited. And what are those limited options? Yeah, bank loan, borrow money from family member, or use a credit card. And this is not the credit card that we have today, it's another one. Okay, so paragraph F, heading number 1, time when opportunities were limited. Got it? And for limited opportunities, friend, borrow from bank, and all that. Now we've got the last question and paragraph G. And see, some headings are extra, so you cannot take the risk. Okay. Okay, now we've got G. Entrepreneurs are still using the last 2 options, but some are also tapping into, they're discussing about that. Then have you read about this platform? $30,000 of send money. Got it? So we've read this part already and it answered one of the questions. Okay. Now please come to this. Using this approach.
Yes, sir.
Found it?
Yes, sir.
Paragraph G. Below middle, after multicolored, you found this answer, multicolored. After multicolored, using this approach, none of the donors has a stake in his idea, nor does he have any debt. Instead, it is almost a pre-scale of the product in a manner that tests demand in advance and creates a potential crowd of enthusiasts. Now, what is it? It is no risk solution, or what? No risk solution. Now, what is no risk? Using this approach, none of the donors has a stake in his idea, nor does he have any debt. Now, when there is no debt, means there is no risk on it. Instead, it is almost a pre-scale of the product. So, question number 34, paragraph G, answer is 3. Now, please notice one thing. There are some extra headings. First, heading number 7. The problems with replacing a consumer item. Luckily, over here you found one extra heading, but otherwise there are 2 to 3 extra headings. If there are 5 questions, they give you 7 headings. If there are 7 questions, they will give you 9 or 10 headings. So there are 1, 2 or 3 extra headings. That's what you got to avoid. And if you misuse one heading, which is meant for another paragraph, your 2 answers will be wrong. So be careful with that, okay?